Go ahead. Just what's your outlook for your team?
Well, obviously our outlook and goal would be to be a playoff football team. First year we had a lot of new things going in. I think we made strides throughout the course of the year. And we've enjoyed and really gotten after it in this off season and this summer. And I think we have a lot of retention there and are looking forward to the year. We have a good group of 27 seniors. So we'll look to them to lead us and get us where we need to go.
Coach, tell us about some of the key players on the team, and then maybe a few dark horses that we don't know about, maybe that might be stepping up this year.
We are returning 5 guys on offense and 4 on defense. So obviously we would expect those guys to step up and lead our football team on their respective side of the ball.
Some names?
Receiver, we have Michael Gibbs. Up front on the offensive line, we have Charlie Parkinson, Baker Hicks, and Ty Adema. And at running back, we have junior Collier Blair. Defensively, we have Cole Berryman, Colby Clements, both linebackers. We have Chandler Pruitt starting in the secondary and Ladarius Gary starting at corner. And so those are the 4 returners on defense.
Some dark horses maybe that we haven't heard from you guys in the past that might be coming up through the ranks, sophomore, junior, that might be impact players this year?
We're going to have a new quarterback, first of all, so obviously that position is very important for us, and we're still figuring that one out, to be honest with you. But that guy's going to have to step up and play. We know that.
Who are the players battling for that quarterback job?
Good grief. Caleb Moore, Nick Neves, and Jordan Thomas. Nick is a junior, the other 2 are seniors.
That's the position you play.
It is.
Obviously, I'm sure you have a lot of input about what you want out of that position. What are the things that based on the style of offense that you guys are going to run, the personnel you have? What are the main things that quarterback has to do?
Well, he has to remain consistent. No matter what the guy can do or cannot do, he has to be consistent at those things so we can adapt our philosophy and how we try to move the ball down the field around his talents. So being consistent is probably a huge key. And after that, we want to take care of the football. We've got to. We don't want to turn the ball over, and we want to take advantage of opportunities when we get them, and then move us down the field and get some points on the board.
For the players, what's different now in year 2 with Coach being here?
Well, we've got a year under the system. We're not having to come in and scramble to learn everything this year. We already know the offense and what system we'll be running, so we can really take time to sit down and reform the skills and really develop what we need to be a successful line. We don't spend as much time learning the plays.
What do you think, Cole?
I mean, I agree with him. I think having a year and a half under Coach Goodwin, we've grown to have – he's had a personal connection with everyone, personal relationship, and I think having that relationship allows him to be easier to follow, allows him to be an easier leader, and I think with that relationship and with the way we've been under him and been able to learn all of his stuff, I think it'll bring us far in the season.
What's different for you guys?
Well, I think both of them touched on it a little bit. Just the fact that we're a year under the system, and we still don't have everything figured out. We have a good idea what we're going to start with. And then most importantly, like Cole was speaking of, is the relationships. This time last year we had spent most of the summer trying to get to know everybody. I think we hit on that last year, and now that we've been there a year, we know what some people are. We know some strengths and weaknesses, and at the same time, we developed some of those relationships to where our trust is a little better. We're not working on trust. Some of that trust is there already. So although we were able to gradually get to some of those things throughout the course of last season, I think starting off at that point with some of those things, already in place, it helps out a ton.
I know we're about to start. We're almost to August now, but it was just a couple of months ago that the baseball team was playing in the championship round. How much, if any, did you feel like there was carryover from that? I realize it's different sports, it's different times of the year, but to see at school from your team, with Chelsea across their jersey playing for a state championship. Did you get any carryover from that?
Well, I think anytime anybody in your athletic department has success, it's good for your school and it's good for your athletic department. Our baseball team had a great season. At the same time, our girls soccer team had a great season. Our boys soccer team had a great season. Our softball team went to. I thought they had a good year as well. Anytime that you can build momentum in that regard as an athletic department, and you can get the community excited about athletics at Chelsea High School, we're all for it. And then hopefully we can build some of those things into hopefully some of those things will snowball to other sports and even to allow us, to get some things to where we need to be successful long term.
Y'all had a lot of close games last year, very close, within a touchdown. Looking at the schedule, what was the game changer in the minor game that brought you your first win against the heavily favored minor team that made the playoffs?
Well, yeah, everyone had finally got to where, like Coach said, that the trust had finally been built up and everyone finally got used to what we were trying to do and accomplish. So we finally, everything just came together and all the guys were working really well together, and we got together and said, hey, we're a better team than what this is showing. We're right there in all these games. Let's go out there and get one. We know we can't make the playoffs. This is purely for pride. So let's go out there and let's win this game.
I think Ty said it exactly. We came out and we're like, it's about time to start winning some games. We need to come together and play as a team. So we did, and we won. And that game was also our homecoming game. And so I think a lot of the players were just excited, just for the whole scene of everything in the environment. It was really upbeat, and we were just into it. And I think that propelled us to play a lot harder and win that game.
Coach?
I asked about the baseball team, but you guys did win 2 of your last 3 last year.
We did.
It seemed like that probably sent you into the offseason with a little momentum. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Well, it did. You talk about it in improving over the course of the year, as we felt like we were able to do. We ask all our guys across the whole athletic department and ladies to support each other, and I think we do a pretty good job of that. Anytime you can build on success and finish the way we did, obviously it springboarded us into our off season. It gave us something to work towards in the winter, but also in the spring, and then looking forward to the season starting so we can see how far we've come.
What do you guys think about that? Just finding some success at the end of the year last year.
Oh, it's a great motivator for guys going into the off season. It showed that, hey, we're here to compete. We're not a joke like some people kind of took us to be through the beginning of the season. It's great for motivating guys through the off season. Hey, we ended strong. Let's carry that over into next season, and let's keep that momentum going and rolling.
Yeah, I think winning those last 2 games just kind of proved to us, and especially the ones coming back next season, that we can be a winning team. And it just motivated us to work harder so that we can win more of those games throughout the season and not just win them at the end where, for playoffs, it doesn't really matter.
Coach, I always ask about this because it's key, in my opinion, in high school football. Tell me about your special teams, your punt return, kick return, so especially your kicking game. Where you at this year with all that?
We do. Our place kicker and kickoff guy is back. He kicked off some last year. He's kicked field goals and place kicked mostly the entire year. His name's Cooper Neal, be a senior. He has a lot of talent. He's a good kicker. Our punting duties they'll be a new guy. And then we still have our returners. We have a few of our running backs that returned last year, but Ladarius Gary returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns last year, and he'll be back there again. So we feel pretty good as far as that goes. And we also have our long snapper back, which that's not really a highly sought after or glorious position until the ball gets snapped over your punter's head and it gets you beat. So Xander Eccles is our long snapper. He has been for the last couple of years. He does a really good job at what he does. And so we're fortunate to have him back as well.
You had a lot of close games, so I'm sure a good kicking game really plays into the situation with you.
Absolutely.
For the players themselves, how does social media change y'all's game?
How has social media changed our
your game and the way you approach game days in your career?
I guess social media. So during the day, like take a Friday for example, during the day, people are posting on social media, excited for the game, ready for the game, and I think that's good when it comes to getting you ready for the game. You see everybody is excited about it and gets you excited. But I think at the end of the day, right before the game, you just kind of need to get off that because you don't need to be worrying about anything else except what you got in front of you. And so I think it can be a good thing, but at times it can also be a distraction.
Well, yeah, it's good because, you can go watch guys that you kind of look up to, guys that have made it to the league and play at college and stuff like that on social media. And you can learn a lot just from watching that. I know our offensive line coach told us to go and look at some of those guys and see what they do. And you can learn things small things you'd never notice otherwise from watching the best of the best do it. But the same thing with Cole said. While it is good and maybe be a good motivator for you to do well for social media, it's good on game days, kind of unplug and ready yourself and get ready for that, ready for the task at hand and be ready for the game.
At the same time, do you give these guys any specific advice or direction or training with social media?
Not in regards to a Friday. Most of the time, we do encourage them to do certain things throughout the week. Social media is a good tool to do film study, and there's some real positives with it. But like anything else, I think everything's good in moderation. It can cloud your judgment a little bit and make you think unrealistically, but it can also distract you from the task at hand as well. So having these guys to be mature enough to put the phone down and get their mind on their business, so to speak, is a big deal, especially on a Friday on a game day.
I'm just curious. You guys take up phones before the games?
We don't.
You ever consider it?
We have. It has not got to that problem with us just yet.
Guys, you think there would be a player revolt if he pulled it back and said, everybody put the phone in?
There might be a few people,
Maybe a few people aren't too happy with it, but generally most people do that anyways, so I don't think it'd be too much of a problem.
There's a question that he's been asking. Did y'all do any of the instant replay games last year?
No, we did not. I was able to witness a couple of games that did. Thought it was pretty neat, but with the two different companies handling it right now, it was just hard for us financially to do.
Will you guys do it this year?
We won't.
How do you feel about it?
About not doing it or about
Having it in general?
Well, if you can right or wrong, it's not taking too much time and pushing games to 3 and 4 hours because it's taking too long to get some things looked at. The camera angles are there, then I would probably be all for it.